Welcome to AllG's, sometimes AllG'sReact. I'm Josh.
Sir Cash.
Today's topic, this ain't no reaction. This is going to be a personal message. Okay, this is a personal message to the youth. And I say the youth, but there could be some maybe older people doing this as well. But there's a culture taking over, right? I would say that we've seen this culture kind of rise up and then die down, and now it kind of shift, but it's close to the same type of culture, I would say. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Fast and Furious dropped, a small culture got introduced to like the world, right? And they start taking over certain areas. You know, like I said, we saw it here. I saw everyone who used to roll like old schools, now they're getting like tuners. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool. We were younger and things like that. But when I look back on it, it was a dangerous culture. There was a lot of people doing things they had no idea what they were doing. Trying to modify basically a 3-ton missile. So recently I got news that my first cousin is going to be going to jail for about 12 years. Like, that's what they hit him with. And it's because this culture's resurgence has to do with these muscle cars. They're still muscle cars, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just
Charger,
making sure.
Scat Pack.
Yeah, just trying to make sure it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
And in this culture, it's run from the police, record yourself doing stupid stuff, do burnouts in the middle of the road. It's a lot of dumb things. And now that we're older, and now that we're parents, we see it for what it is. Even though we were in this culture at a different time.
True.
I want him, because he has a really, really deep and interesting story to go with this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing this. I want to use my platform for more than just us talking on different things. Also share personal things. So my cousin's finna go to jail for 12 years. And this is not trying to like use this to make any money. This is about bringing awareness to something that I find that is dumb. So I'm going to let him take over from here.
All right. So, I've always been a car guy. I think one of the first pictures I have is of me holding a car. My mom took. I think it was at Walmart when you used to be able to take pictures at Walmart. So I had a little car in my hand. So I've always just liked cars since birth. And grew up, PlayStation, Gran Turismo. Played all Gran Turismos. That's just kind of where I was. Tokyo Drifter, yada, yada, yada. The subculture of street racing and car enthusiasts definitely exploded after Fast and Furious, because you brought the subculture to the surface.
Right.
You know, people were like, "Oh my god!" So the people who are already somewhat aware of that was like, "Hey, we're being represented on TV. We can finally see our subculture. Look at all these other people. They're like, oh, is that what y'all do? A version of that. I mean, we're not robbing trucks and stuff like that. But yeah, just a version of that. We're out there with friends. We're ripping and running.
Right.
You know, we're not a part of the club crowd. Yada, yada, yada. We're car guys. So I have been a part of a car group, or I run the car group since 2005, one of the oldest car clubs here in town. But let's just say that it's been a long road to get to where I am now, as far as stable, as far as where I was before. So the group's name is Euphoria, official team Euphoria on IG, if you ever look it up. And I got that subculture and a whole bunch of kids, because we was kids at the time. I think I was like early 20s, so this is about at least, let's see, what is 23? Euphoria started around 2005, so I've been a part of this part of this group for a long time. Anyways, I built the group up through just meeting people and kids, and we were all just kind of like, we was like the nobodies. I mean, the car guys, they know another car guy, and generally car guys will kind of attract to each other. You know, if you like imports, import guys with imports, truck guys, muscle cars. But generally, sometimes you get us all together, we'll all have a good time. Well, Euphoria got really, really big here in our town. There was, at one point, there was over 60 people at one point. That's a lot of people in a car club in a town of, you know, of our size. You know, it almost wouldn't be a day without you. It would be hard to go like a week, let's just say, without seeing somebody in Euphoria running around town. You would just see them all the time. Hey, that guy's part of Euphoria. That's Cash's group, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so I got noticed by the police because the police started knowing of Euphoria. I mean, obviously, if you have police officers and they keep on seeing this group on a certain type of car that looks like a, you know, rice burner, you know, or a muscle car, because we did have muscle cars too, then they would start paying attention to it. So the rumors started creeping out that Euphoria were drug runners. They thought that we was actually running drugs from here to 100 miles from here in Oklahoma City. Yeah, they thought we was drug runners.
Yeah, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, they thought we was doing that. So, and it never was the case. I mean, was there a guy who probably had weed on him? Probably. I mean, people smoke weed. I mean, but at the same time, we wasn't no drug runners. So the police started hearing about my name. You know, it's very, you know, I have a very noticeable last name. It's Cash. So because of that aspect of it, everybody's like, oh, who runs Euphoria? It's Cash. Cash runs Euphoria. And so I would have a certain police officer that would keep on, you know, messing with me. We'd call him the Rookie. This dude would, he knew me. He just knew me. He knew my car. And he like looked me up, saying my birthday. He's even arrested me before he arrested me for trespassing. We was at a spot where a lot of people was. Anyways, started getting notoriety in the negative way because we were racing, dude. We was having 20 cars running on the freeway at that time, recording, we was having what we call a blast. We was just out there getting it. I will say that if cameras and the technology existed today as it did back then, it probably been the same culture. Because the only thing that's changed is technology. I think that we probably would have been doing the same stuff, filming ourselves, I don't know about filming ourselves because I'm not stupid like that, but filming ourselves driving in a car, but not actually like, oh, hey, look at me. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I would say yes, but I think it would be filming yourself for private.
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, underground videos.
Bingo.
So underground, that's what it would be. It'd be more underground videos because all the racers back in the day know of the underground racing tapes that everybody would pass through. And DVDs, you would see underground racing videos like crazy. Anyway, so one time we were at a spot. It was a no loitering spot. There was like 50 cars there. And there was one cop car that came up in there. He cruised past everybody. I was like, that's the Rookie. It's like my nigga sense went off. I was like, that's the Rookie. Dude, he came up to me. I had my brother in the car, and he was like, Cash, get out the car. I was like, not today. Dude, I skirted off. And when I say I was gone, dude. I had my friends call me on my Nokia, or maybe I had a Razor around that time. Dude, I skirted off. My team was so big that where we had, I wouldn't say groupies, but we had females who were very adjacent to the club. Dude, I hid my car at somebody's house. Like Dom hid his car in the parking lot after he had that race. So I hid my car at somebody's house. The Rookie came to my mom's house looking for me. Couldn't find me. I stayed at a friend's house, dude. So my head was gassed. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you can't tell me nothing, dude. I ran from the police. I'm Cash, motherfucker. I run Euphoria. Let's go. Couldn't tell me nothing. Anyways, a week later, I go pick up my bro, like at 1 something in the morning. It had just rained, and I had a manual transmission car. I get on the freeway, hit the gas, but I'm not trying to speed, but I have an exhaust. So I brake traction. There's a cop behind me. He thinks I'm revving at him. No. Anyways, cop follows me. I already know. When a cop follows you for, you know, following your lane movements and at a pretty close distance to where you know he's reading your tag, you know what he's trying to do. He's getting your information, and he's going to pull you over. So anyways, he tries to light me up as I get off the freeway. So I'm like, I'm going to try to exit the freeway. So he lights me up. Dude, I was like, nope, I ran from y'all before. I could do it again. Dude, I must have ran like 2 counties. 2 counties worth of running. Doing like over 80 something on the street, but this is like 1 in the morning.
Yeah,
it's still unacceptable, but just stupid, just driving down the wrong way of the road. I got on the freeway on an off ramp.
Really?
Yeah. So there was a freeway going, let's just say south to north, and then you exit like that, dude. I got on the freeway on the off ramp, hit the e-brake, did a power slide turn, straight through. Basically ran from Tulsa to almost Collinsville before they hit me with spike strips. Dude, they hit me with spike strips. I was like, man, I don't want to mess up my car. I'm thinking about my car, not thinking about like the 12 police officers behind me, the 8 police officers that I see on both sides of the road coming towards the freeway, and a helicopter. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about my car and my wheels, because I'm like, dude, they hit me with spike strips. It's going to mess up my wheels. I pull over. Dude, I get out the car. Dude, they tell me to put my hands on my head. I'm like, dude, no, they tell me to put my hands behind my back. I have my hands on my head. I'm not moving, because as soon as I stopped my car, I threw my keys. Anyways, they come up to me, at least six to 8 of them, honestly. Rodney King me, wait till I'm handcuffed, then they mace me.
Yeah.
And I go to jail. And so while I'm sitting there burning, because I'm wearing contacts, so I'm sitting there burning, and then, you know, can't breathe, all this other stuff. And then I hear in the background, yeah, this guy ran from me last week. It was the rookie. Bro, it was the rookie. And when I heard that, I was like, fuck. So, first time I've really gotten into serious trouble, like felony-wise. So they hit me with eight traffic tickets and 3 felonies at that point. They hit me with eluding, felony. They hit me with assault with a dangerous weapon, felony. Because when I got on the freeway on the off-ramp, the officer said he had to make an evasive maneuver, so my car was a dangerous weapon.
Yes.
And then running a roadblock, felony. When I hit them spike strips, they said that I should have stopped. Like his lights wasn't even lit up. He was literally in the crevice of the road. All I seen was a dot, and then he was, huh! So those are spike strips. So anyways, I got hit with those, dude. My bond was like $10,000, which I had to come. No, my bond was $50,000, which means I had to come up with $5,000 to come out. I spent 3 months in jail. Lost a good chunk of my team. Some people came to see me, but for the most part, I was in jail for 90 days. And honestly, because this is the first time I ever got in trouble, and I didn't hit anybody,
right,
and I didn't kill anybody, they gave me a deferred sentence probation for 3 years. Dude, for that 3 years, as being a felon was trash. You can't find a job. And then I don't want to play the race card, but if you're a black man with a felony that says assault with a dangerous weapon, they don't give a damn what your story is. No, what happened was I was in a car. It's like, you're a felon that has an assault charge.
Yeah.
We're not playing with that. We don't want you up in our business. You can't live in certain places if you're a felon. So during that meantime, dude, I had to work at Wingstop. And not to continue the story too much longer, but I had a young son around this time, and I was working at Wingstop just trying to survive. You know, I was living with my baby mama. And I remember one day asking my son, I was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he was like, I want to be a chicken shaker just like you. And I was like, nope. He literally saw me being a chicken shaker because I was bringing home Wingstop. Matter of fact, we just talked about that a couple days ago. I was bringing home Wingstop every day. Every day we was garlic parmesan, lemon pepper. Wasn't nothing to build towards. And this is me now. I'm like 26, 27 something year old man making $7.75 working at Wingstop. Ain't doing nothing. So anyways, I had my 3-year deferred sentence. I finished my 3 years, and then I'm like, cool. I didn't get in trouble because the judge said on my case. Let me go back to that. I had a public defender because obviously I couldn't afford a lawyer. So car got taken by the police. Had to get a public defender. Spent 90 days in jail. Then when I went to court, the judge asked me, he's like, what were you thinking? And I had a Ricky Bobby moment. I was like, bro, I want to be a race car driver. I told him that. The whole court started laughing at me, but I guess the judge was like, well, at least he's telling the truth. It was a black judge, by the way, which doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the race of the judge. They're going to throw the book at you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he told me, he's like, you got to go to anger management counseling, and you got to have a parole officer, and you got to do a drug test. And if you don't pay any of your fees, because I think I had around this time about $10,000 in fees. He said, if you miss a payment on your fees, I'm going to put you in jail at $10 a day. Off of $10,000. He's like, I'll put you in jail for $10 a day until that's paid off. So trying to find the job was the hardest part.
Yeah.
That's when I got at Wingstop. And so, you know, I paid all my stuff off, and then towards the end of that, once the 3 years was up, I'm like, hey, I'm not a felon no more. He's like, no, it's not how it works. You got to get your record expunged.
Yeah.
I had 2 vehicles at this point in time. I sold a vehicle. Trusted God. I was like, you know, God said, if you sell a vehicle and you trust me, I'll bless you. I had 2 vehicles. I sold the vehicle. The next day, went downtown with my just newborn and my youngest son, or my oldest son at that point. And I paid off my fines. And then I just so happened to like, hey, can I talk to the judge? And they was like, well, your judge has been reassigned. Anyways, talked to this judge. He was like, hey, you know, I was like, hey, I'm trying to see about getting my record expunged. And he said, did you pay off your fines? And I was looking good. You got to go to court. If you're going to go to court, you better show up.
Yeah.
You don't come there and know in this.
Yeah.
No, you better go to court looking nice. Because I didn't know you can even just talk to the judge. I just so happened to catch him within that window. God said, if you trust me. So I caught him in that window, and I just told him, hey, I just paid off all my fines. I'm trying to see what I need to do to get my record expunged. Holding my son, had my other one here. He was like, you pay off your fines? I was like, yes, sir, here's the paper. He was like, I'll expunge your record. And so ever since then, I am still a part of the car game. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is knowing that the severe consequences of that. Now, this was back in 2008. I couldn't imagine doing something like that today without getting killed.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Sorry. Because I jumped out the car. Once I stopped my car, I jumped out the car, went straight to the ground, and threw my keys. Dude, all it takes is a cop light. He jumped out the car, and I saw something, and I just started unloading.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So there's huge consequences to this, and even now, I still have a car club now. We do more charity events than anything. We have car meets to where now I control a parking lot. If I have a meet, I'm having people there. I have my kids there. My kids see the culture. But the thing is that there are the OGs, because it was such a small subsect. The OGs did not tell anybody the bad side to that. So that's what I do now. Dude, when I have meets and I have younger kids come up, dude, I'm an OG here in town. And that's not to brag or anything like that. It's to try to tell the kids, hey, man, there's way more consequences to this if you want to be a part of this game. It's fun. Best believe it's fun. But there are consequences. So you don't have an OG to kind of like guide you. I grew up without a dad. And we were all young at the time. We were just all kind of like doing our thing. Yeah, some of us, you know, Josh definitely has always had a more mature mind on his head.
I tried that with our 2 friends, because this is not the only cousin I have who's done this. So I knew this back then, but I had another first cousin on my dad's side who was doing all this stuff. And the story that my uncle gave me about it was he was racing, running from cops, doing all this different, you know, it was just, you know, what basically you were doing. And this is before you all start getting to that point. Mm-hmm. Because it was early on. Mm-hmm. But we knew what was going on in the streets with the culture because it was new. And you could see it all the time on Memorial. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I never try to be the person that kills the fun. I always try to make it to where if you're going to have fun, think about the other side of it.
Mm-hmm. There's consequences to certain fun. I'll tell you how much. So
I told them the story of my cousin. My cousin got hit with it, and they took his license for 20 years. And then told him if he is ever caught behind the wheel of a car, he'll go to jail for 20 years. Okay?
What state is this?
This is Massachusetts.
Oof.
This was in Massachusetts. So I already knew this story. I locked that into my mind about messing with police and cars.
They do not to interrupt, but police officers absolutely do not like chasing people. And if they catch you, they're going to do their best to throw any and everything. So when you see these guys and these Hellcats and these Scat Packs and stuff like that, the reason most of these cops are not chasing you is because the Scat Pack is like 4,500, almost 5,000 pounds. It's moving ridiculous fast. No matter how fast that car is, you're not stopping as fast as you think you are. And they're like, you know what? If I chase you, you're going to keep speeding and you're going to kill somebody. And it's easier for me just to wait till social media, because guess what? All these videos that you guys are doing of these burnouts, of these street takeovers, of these racing videos, is not just like the people like me and Josh watching. It is literally going in databases as well. There, you don't. You are dumb to think there's not police officers who have a whole division of, all right, we'll see him again. We'll see him again. Oh, he's pretty known around this area. We'll see that Scat Pack again.
What y'all don't realize is when this stuff goes up, mayors, governors, they want their image to look good. So while y'all out here saying, "Oh man, we having fun, we're doing this, you're doing that," you're causing a public nuisance to the older people who don't even want y'all there.
Yes, sir.
And then that's when task force get formed, and then that's when the infiltration starts happening, and then that's when they say, all right, we're gonna start locking down. You know what? We are going to stereotype any Charger, black dude, Scat Pack, Hispanic dude who looks like he's a Mustang guy. We are going to specifically start targeting y'all. All right, we already know what y'all do around here. You guys act like that. Remember, I don't know if you've seen that video where that guy was in that looked like he was in a Jeep and he was ramming that cop car. It was a video that just came out not too long ago. There was a guy, yeah, it was a guy ramming a cop in his Jeep, and he thought that stuff was funny, and that cop was still in his car. He was like, you know what? I'm done with that. You're not gonna sit up there, and other people are like, oh my God, you didn't have to kill. Like, police officers. This isn't pro-police. This isn't anti-police, but they are understanding that they are subservient to people who are above them. So just like he said, when mayors and high politicians start coming to an area and it starts getting overrun by street culture, then you start seeing it on the news, and the more notoriety that it's getting, and people think they're doing this all for clicks, the police officers are already at a certain level, and whenever they catch you, they're going to hit you with the hardest levels that they can, even if it is minor infraction. Oh man, you got an exhaust. Hey man, hop up out this car. Let's see what else is in there. Matter of fact, is this car even yours? And then you wonder, hey, why are the police coming at me sideways? I didn't even do nothing. Doesn't matter. It's guilty by association. And I know that sucks. That sucks, but you're guilty by association just because, you know, certain people are not even driving their Scat Packs and stuff like that. It's like, man, I don't want to deal with it. Not only just because dealing with the police, but the theft amount that's happening, and the consequences that will happen just based off of you just trying to protect your own property. It has such a, there are places where you can do this. If you're really about that life, take it to the drag strip. Can you really drive? Because anybody can press the gas on the street or on the freeway. Nah, can you really drive? What's your trap time? How fast can you get your acceleration on? You're not really proving nothing on the street. Just like I wasn't proving anything. I was just having fun.
Quote unquote.
I was just having, oh, this is fun. And it was great having, I beat that dude, yada, yada, yada. Dude, I'm not talking about all the fights. I'm not talking about all the people that don't like me. I'm not talking about, like, just like the negative effects.
That someone can kill you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like Cash because he runs that group. I just don't like him. Dude, I had a group that tried to jump me. Just because. Why? Oh, there's a black guy that runs a car club that's really big. That's been along for a long time. Dude, it's not worth it sometimes.
It's you know, and with me, I told our friends, I said, y'all need to race for money. They were like, why? I said, because fun don't pay no tickets.
No.
I said, fun don't pay no tickets.
Dude, the gas and everything the gas, the tires, the wear and tear. People have been blowing their motors. That I've helped so many friends blowing their motors because they out there racing and stuff like that. I mean, you get a group of people together. That's the thing. when you're out there and you get a group of people together, it's like a spirit. Everybody like vibes off of it. It's like, you know, when people rave or they do that stuff, dude, it's just a huge vibe. Like, oh, the vibe is good. We're going to get it going. And then you can just, it all feeds into it. And then there's always that guy who wants to do just I want to kick this up just a little bit. Just a little bit more. And that's when that OG be like, hey, man, we already kind of doing a lot.
Yep.
Hey, chill, man. You're gonna get the law on us.
See, because I myself was younger and I was a car guy, so for me, having that voice of my uncle saw me, and he was like, "What type of car you want?" I was like, "Man, being young, this was the car at the time." I was like, "Man, I want that IROC, man. You know what I'm saying? That Z28, blue." And he imparted that wisdom on me at that time, and then that stuck in my mind because when you say 20 years, like, I'm a big person on time, even when I was little. And when you say 20 years, that's a long time. That's a long time for you to have to rely on someone else, rely on public transportation. You see, like, all that stuff, that's a long time. So that stuck with me because I was like, man, 20 years is a long time.
Hell yeah.
Not to be able to drive.
Yeah, and this is like not a murder case. This isn't like, something heinous.
Yeah.
This is a driving infraction.
This is driving infraction.
But that's why the laws exist to where it can be so vague between this law comes punishable, because if you look on a receipt, this law is punishable between 6 months into 2 years in jail. But like, it was just 37 into 25. And that judge has that discretion. It was like, you know what? 2 years.
2 years.
But it's permitted in the law.
2 years.
It's 2 years. That's why. So yeah, it's.
I'm just saying, like, I just wanted you guys to hear this firsthand account, and understand, like, man, y'all can have fun. Like, you can have fun. Like he said, there's places for you to do this.
Yeah.
It's the same way with the new culture that's taking over, which I told people I knew, I was like, they're not going to go for it. They're going to mess with it, but I said, these police ain't going to go for it. It's the dirt bike boys downtown.
Oh, like, in those videos you be seeing people like in Philly riding their four-wheelers and stuff like that.
That's happening here now.
Is it?
Yes, that's here now.
I have seen it.
Because they come from there down here, and that's here now. And my brother knows one of the older guys that was part of that up there when they came here. And
I have seen that.
I told him it's not going to, like, these cops are not going to play with you with that.
Yeah, especially not downtown. Like,
they'll take your bikes, they'll scrap them. Like, you're going to lose so much money. Because that's what they're going to do to you.
Or they're going to make you pay so much money in, like, fees where it's like, you might as well just get a new one, bro. Either because you ain't getting this old one back. Nah, man, we got to save this one. And honestly, it's kind of, I know I'm about to wrap it up. When Fast and the Furious 2 came out, remember that whole immobilizer?
Yep.
And I think that's, that's one thing I was going to talk about on my channel, is that the police officers, if they're not going to chase you, or if they do catch you, they're going to throw the book on you. They're going to keep on coming up with ways to stop you.
Yes, they are.
They're going to keep on, I guarantee you 5-6 years from now, there's going to be a whole new way of catching people like that. If it's not, drones, we're going to follow you, tracking. Because remember, police officers used to be tracking people with helicopters. Remember, you drove on a freeway and it says patrol by aircraft. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
There's some plane up there.
Yep.
So, yeah, you can do all your running as fast as you want. I'm just going to go higher and I can still see you.
You're not quicker than the radio. That's the saying. You're not quicker than the radio.
Yeah.
That's just something I hear motorcycle guys say. Like, you can run, but you're not quicker than the radio. And I've seen the cops use their environment to catch people. 2 guys I worked with, we're coming to work. We see cop cars everywhere. We was like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We get there. One dude don't show up for work. We was like, what happened? One of his riding friend dead. Yeah, man, we got chased by some cops. Boo, 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 blah, blah, blah. And they caught him. And I made it on into work. I was like, oh, okay. And then about 2 o'clock, cop car pulls up to the job site.
Damn. Looking
for someone who looks like this. Hey man, they looking for you. They pulled his bike, his helmet, all of that, because he ran the turnpike. So the camera was like, click, click.
Yeah.
And that's all they had to do was look at it.
Yeah.
So he went to jail. He lost his job. Because that's a bad look on the company, on the contractor he worked for. He lost his job. And so that's just a saying I've heard. You know, my brother Julius, he used to be real big into the bike scene. That's just one of the sayings.
I remember that silver one.
Yeah.
That Hayabusa.
Yeah. You're not finna outrun the radio. That's what they say. Like, you're not finna outrun the radio.
Yeah, I think it's very naive to think that the police will... I would say that... I'm going to say my classic numbers, 80-20. 80% of the time, expect the police to follow up. 20%, they won't. But 80%, like if you're getting a cop that might have done like a 13-hour shift and you blow past them, he'd be like, man, I ain't in the mood. Because I've heard of cops being like, they seen DUI guys and it's been 14 hours. They're like, man, I just hope he makes something. I'm going home.
Like, I'm trying to go home.
But never underestimate the rookie that might be out there and be like, oh, you know what?
I got time.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Oh, let's go and take care of that. Oh, your tag's out. Time. You ain't got no insurance? Hey, I need a tow truck. You go ahead and get back in the back of the car. It's a wrap. So use that 80-20 rule. Honestly, 80% of the time, cops are going to do their job.
Unless they're building a case against you.
Yeah.
And then they may let you go sometimes because they just want to be able to be like, oh, you did this time, this time, this time. They want to hit you with everything they can. I'm just saying, man, again, I'm not trying to stop nobody from having fun. But just because you young kids don't think too far ahead. So let me tell you what's happening. You're recording, you're sitting there doing your burnout, right? They're looking at license plates of the other cars around. They're looking at the street signs of where this was. So they know.
We can definitely check gas station cameras and other dash cams, and then you're not even including the people who are there just literally hating on you and will report you. Dude, there will be a hater in that crowd. Do not expect to have a crowd of like 60, 70 people and somebody ain't out there hating.
Oh yeah, we get so locked up.
Oh yeah. Don't like that. Hey, yada yada yada. Hey, this is that guy. I know where he stay. You do not put it past that because you will have haters in your midst. Haters really want the front row seat.
Yep.
They want to see exactly what you're
doing. They want to see your downfall in IMAX.
Oh man, hey, they got Jose. They got Jose in this truck. Hey man, that's messed up, man. I got fucking Jose, man. Hey man, this truck coming up for sale in the auction. Let me get that.
Y'all don't understand, man. Live long enough, you'll definitely begin to see it, man. But I just wanted to put that out here. This is definitely going unedited. I ain't cutting nothing because all of it's good and all of it is a warning to you young cats with this whole Hellcat, Scat Pack, RT, SRT, Civics,
Drift Boys. There's truck guys, dude. They will not discriminate.
They come in.
Hypercar guys are getting. Just because you got a new Porsche RG3, whatever the heck it is.
I seen 2 Lambos pulled over on the highway.
Yep, they are coming for you, and they'll be like, all right, man, we're getting tired of this.
And they wasn't even speeding. They just, you didn't allow enough time when you switched lane. They'll hit you with stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, there's always a law. I remember I have a very good friend. He was like, dude, I can follow you for 15 minutes, and I guarantee you, not even 15 minutes, I guarantee you I can find a law that will get you. The laws are designed to get you. To get you.
I'm Nixon.
Sir Cash.
And we out.
Peace.